Welcome back as we work to connect with each other and with Jesus. Well, Happy New Year. I hope you have continued in any New Year's resolutions that you've made and you continue to make progress in those situations, whatever they may be. Unfortunately, no matter the resolution we make moving forward, we're still stuck with some of the baggage that came from the past. The various reports, various statistics, and anywhere from $500 to $1,000 is the average amount of credit card debt that Americans accumulate during the Christmas season. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of resources. That's a lot of spending that is typically out of the norm. And this is even from people who try to plan and save throughout the year. They've overspent and overextended themselves and are now trying to recover. And so as we enter into the new year, we're a week in. I hope any resolution you've made is continuing and you're staying strong. We can do things like trying to make healthier choices, whether that's dieting, whether that's exercising. Maybe you want to start something or learn something, like learning a new language, learning an instrument, or improving on those types of things. Maybe you want to be more fiscally sound or stable in 2021. Whatever it is, we recognize that it takes work in order to get there. But that doesn't always mean that things are going to go easy or smoothly. In Luke chapter 16, Jesus tells the parable about a shrewd manager, is what he calls him. See, this manager is forced to give an account of his transactions, of his leadership, of how he handled his master's estate. The manager realizes that he's going to get fired. He's going to get let go. So before he goes to his master, he makes some business deals with some of those who have incurred debt against his master. And so he lowers the debt so that he essentially becomes friends with those people and sets them up for success later. Jesus commends the manager for being shrewd in the sense that he uses his resources. He uses what he has in order to make friends. Now, we need to make sure this is not some shallow call to influence people, to buy friendship. Instead, the call is to use what you have to influence people for Jesus. It can be very easy to be very consumer focused, to be so focused on myself, what I can get, how I can save, how I can improve, instead of focusing on how can I use what God has given me in order to impact other people. You have people in your lives that you influence all the time. And the influence that we're talking about are not necessarily these grand gestures where you give people large sums of money. Some of you may be blessed with affluence and you can do those types of things. Others, maybe a batch of cookies is a way that you can bless somebody else. It's not as though we have to do grand gestures. It's that we have to look at what has God given us and how can we use that to impact others. Not in a manipulative way, not in a self-serving way, but in a way that shows the other person, the other people, whoever that may be, that we love them and Jesus loves them. So I wonder, is that something you could work towards in 2021? Could you work towards using what God has given you to impact others for Him? I believe we're called to do that. I believe we're called to make that difference, to help people see who Jesus is through our actions. So look at what you have. Whether you have a lot, whether you have a little, that doesn't matter. It's a matter how you use it for Jesus and how it impacts others. And that's a way that we can stay connected to each other and to Jesus.